YouTubers? Welcome to PDINA, Royally Teachable Moments. So much to see and learn from this couple, and I'm just going to give you my insights into this whole car crash fiasco, because it is a fiasco. A lot of different things that are happening here, and I'm trying to give you some perspectives, some things that I feel that are unique from my perspective, only because you have to look at the fact that Megan is this woman that has been pursuing a career in Hollywood for a very long time. This is her dream coming true. And as we see her dream has happened in terms of global recognition, she's still on this playbook to create her Hollywood moment. She's constantly creating, thinking, conniving, figuring it all out. And that's no different than what has happened with this car crash. And I tell you why it has happened, because the whole idea around her even getting this award, this bogus award, draws attention to her for something. It gives her this ability to do her actor moment. She's not making award-winning films. She's not doing anything that is going to draw people to her. So the only way she can get people to recognize her or to look at her in her red carpet moment is to get this award. That's her playing a role, essentially. How you know this whole car crash is so bogus and not real? You have to ask yourself, when Diana was going to events, everywhere she went, there were paparazzi. There were people gathering around, waiting to see her. Everywhere, not just sometimes. If you knew Diana was coming, if you were asleep in your bed crusty-eyed, and you heard Princess Diana was going to be not far from where you are, you getting your butt out the bed, you are going to go find this woman and see her crusty-eyed and everything. It's like, Diana, where she at? Where she at? Yes. But when you hear this Meghan Markle is going to be nearby, what you doing? You like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. And people are not fighting to see this woman. And I have the proof, because let me tell you what happened. When I went to Indiana, I drove my butt to Indiana, because that's not too far from where I live. And I went to go see, just to check it out, just to see what it was going to be like. And they said that it was not open to the press. It wasn't open to people to take pictures, whatever. Okay, so okay, I can still go and look and see what I can see. When I went there, there was not one press person there. I was the only one there. There was no news media outside talking about her being there. There was no one trying to, take pictures of her. There wasn't a crowd of people outside of the hotel. I just waltzed my way up into the hotel, and I was like a few feet from the door of where she was speaking. There is not a lot of hoopla and, trying to get a peep of this woman like there was for Diana. And then you look at when she was clearly accessible in Indiana for this Women's Fund event. Why is it that there was no press or no trying to get a picture of her then? We didn't know if Harry was going to be with her or not. People didn't know. So why is it that there was no paparazzi, no trying to get photos of her when she was in Indiana? So why was it there this difference? And that is because they had to create this hoopla around them so that Megan can have her Hollywood moment, because she is not an actress that is able to do award-winning films to get the recognition through her talent. She is getting it through contrived, made-up means. And this is what actors do. This is what actors are taught to do. When you live in California, you are an unknown actor. You are going to the events. You are trying to find the moment that you can, create these celebrity access moments. And she's still on this pathway of creating her Hollywood. And she just has more access to create it, where people now report on it because of who she's married. And the other thing is if you are going from one spot to another, you have a clear security detail. There are several vehicles following you. Why did, when they were in the vehicle and they noticed the paparazzis following them, that they go to the police precinct. They specifically changed vehicles. That's a good move when people don't know that you've gotten into the taxi. But the whole thing is that people knew they got into the taxi. So if people knew that they got into the taxi, how did they know? And why would you get into the taxi if they clearly see you in the taxi? Well, that's because Megan has contacted these people. Megan's people let the paps know where they were. And so she's contriving, she's making this into a frenzy. And as soon as they had the police escort from them being in the taxi, NYPD left. They didn't continue following them. They escorted them as they got into the taxi and then they left. The other thing, the NYPD, they are not stupid. They're not stupid. And they have clearly looked at this situation and said, something is wrong here. Something is wrong. They were like, this don't seem right. Even the taxi driver was like, this was not something that they needed to be afraid of. This was not what they are explaining it to be, some near catastrophic event. They're two different statements. So why is it that they are doing something that, in my opinion, is a borderline criminal? This is criminal behavior, because you cannot create these false sets of, oh, we're in danger, and there be no danger. They are trying to create this frenzy, and because they're trying to create their own narrative, they are doing things that I believe are borderline criminal. You are taking up the resources of the NYPD to help you do something that you know you cannot say is near catastrophic. You were in no danger whatsoever. And you have created this. Not only that, you have created people to even want to take your picture, to show up when you are at this event, to take your picture for the newspapers. There certainly weren't any crowds of people there, were there? There weren't like big crowds of people. When I went to go see William and Catherine at the Earthshot Prize Awards, there were masses, seas of people waiting to see them get out the vehicle. You don't see that here. All you see are paparazzi. So who are these paps want to take these pictures? It's Megan's people. It's Megan calling Backgrid, who specializes in taking photos of celebrities showing up when they need to show up and take pictures at events. They've got their photo at the event. So why do they need to get a photo of them in the vehicle? There's this clear assimilation between what happened to his mother and what he's trying to say is happening with his wife. They did it as a reenactment in some video for a film that was about Harry and Meghan that I believe they definitely had input into, because it was a very pro Harry and Meghan film. But they did an assimilation of what happened to Diana with Meghan in the vehicle. And now we have this, in my opinion, this contrived event. Why are you doing this? Can you imagine how this makes William feel to see his brother making money off of his mother's death? William is beside himself at this moment. I'm sure that his brother is in America contriving nonsense with the death of his mother, making money off of it. Can you imagine how William feels about this right now? How sickening this is. It is disgusting. And Harry should be ashamed of himself. And not only that, but Meghan, I believe, is doing all of what we're seeing. And Harry, he is not going to fare well from any of this. He is the one being hunted by the woman he's sleeping next to. Oh, yes, I said it. That's right. That's my opinion. This man is in grave danger. He is making some of the most stupid choices of his life. You just look at this and you just need to know this, for the sake of just looking down at this from 30,000 feet. Harry is in trouble. This is a man that is not going to fare well from all of this. And this woman here is, in my opinion, doing what she's always been doing as an actress. She's just got more people to pay attention to her now. But she's still in the playbook of that working actor, doing what the actor does. And folks, that's how I see it. And I'd be very concerned very concerned, because it is getting very serious at this point. When you have the cojones to do what this couple is doing now, you're playing in a very dangerous playground.